Kim and Jim are in the house. And we also like to remind you, next weekend we'll be up at St. Stan's in Bay City, Michigan. That's next Saturday and Sunday. This next song, our first song of our final set, originated up there at St. Stan's. Here we go, title cut off of the live recording, Those Bay City Nights. I wanna walk by the river, the breeze in my hair, then stroll until midnight without any cares, with the girl that I love holding on to me tight, living a storybook life in those Bay City nights. 2, 3. That I had traveled, took me to the place I thought that I should be. City Nights. All right. Everybody having a good time tonight? Yes, and on behalf of the Toledo Area Polka Society, we want to thank you all for coming out the past 2 days. It's been a fantastic weekend, and you can count on it, the 9th annual TAPS Polish Summer Picnic next year on Father's Day weekend, and we hope you'll join us right back here at Oak Shade Grove. All right, we had a request for this next tune. Can't remember who asked for it. Well, let's do one for Helga. Here's another Jeff Molechko original for you. One entitled Call on Me.
There's no place for you to go. The storm is out in the sky. Feels like I'll never go. Can't seem to find a new rainbow. And you need someone to be there and help you face the rain. Someone who's inside you till the end. A spirit that will come in you and help you find your way. You hold your friend. Whenever you're alone, when no one thinks you can, I'll be there on the phone. Giving you the sign that guides your consciously. When you need someone to love, that you can call on me. Broken hearts been sent away, and tears fall from your eyes today. You think that you're lost and all alone. There's seems to love you to pay with all the plans for yesterday. There's no one for you to call your own. If the burden on your shoulders is more than you can bear, and loneliness stands waiting round the bend, just turn and look behind you, and you'll see standing there someone who brings the darkness to the end. You just call on me, whenever you're alone. When no one thinks you can, I'll be there to go the phone. We'll be in you the night, like guys who come to see. When you need someone to love, then you can call on me. Whenever you're alone, when no one seems to get, I'll be there to come the phone. Giving you the night that guides you from the sea. When you need someone to love, then you can call on me.
Chase on the vocal, one entitled Call on Me. All right, we're going to keep it polka time for you right now. And we'll send this out.
This band is a top 5 band of ours.
To all of my friends that I met over the years playing with Toledo Polka Motion with TPM.
Take TPM.
We've got a few TPM songs in the book. We're going to do one for you right now
and this is the band
we recorded with TPM back in 1995, if you can believe that long ago.
What we're hearing tonight.
What's that?
What it would sound like if it was not just only TPM, Happy Louie,
Here we go for you, everybody. You can sing along. Chai Chai, where did you die? The Andruzas, polka. Here we go.
As always, thanks for joining us, everybody.
We'll get there. We got a lot planned in a short amount of time to get it all in. We're going to do this one for Angie.
You want to take a party band?
Also, I want to send one out for Ron and Agnieszka here with us. And Kevin and Judy as well. Well, just Judy and Agnieszka. Forget those guys. Right on. Here we go for you off our all-in recording. It's one called Angel of the Night.
Took my heart and near the starry sky. And it's a burning sin we might never meet again. Oh, you in these arms of my angel of the night. It hurt my eyes and frozen in my ears. Never know that you have broken me disappear. No tears of pride, no sacrifice, no words of farewell. That's the news of things you know that's all crying train, I didn't even catch your name. You took my heart under the starry sky. And it's a burning sin we might never meet again. Oh, you and me are from Mountain House, looking on the farm. Sometimes I do get lonely, my heart beats so hard. I think I'm mad and a little sad, and do it right now. If I ever heard my angel love, then I'd be back to town. It's a dying shame, I didn't even get your name. You took my heart under the starry sky. And it's a dying shame, I'll never meet again. Gonna hold you in these arms of mine, my angel love tonight. And it's a dying shame, I didn't even get your name. You took my heart under the starry sky. And it's a dying shame, I'll never meet again. Gonna hold you in these arms of mine, my angel love tonight.
There you go, Chase on the vocal off our latest recording, one called Angel of the Night.
Hey, Bobby!
You guys want to hear Bobby Earl do a couple tunes? Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for my brother-in-law, Bobby Earl. Wow, Bob, you get to use Chase's mic. You know, he's a pierogi eating contest winner. And does it smell like onions? Ladies and gentlemen, last call on the food and beverage tickets. You've got last call, 5 minutes to get those food and beverage tickets. And we'll keep the bar open as long as we can, up till 11 or so. But last call on the food and beverage tickets. Here's Bobby on one that he recorded with DynaBrass on the And the Road Begins CD. We'll send it out to the entire Earl family here with us, and everybody that's going to be at the campfire tonight out on the lake, right? Oh, and all the folks on Facebook Live. Here's Uncle Bob on the vocal. It's one called Wind Me Up.
The center of attention in the barroom. I've got the biggest heartache of the year. And it's got those swinging doors raised up for me and drumming. They know it's not that I'll be back to winding up again. Winding up, turn me on and once we cry for you. Maybe this is not a good wine, it's all I want to do. And I'm gonna know how tight I want you up till I want to. But I don't care, 'cause I'll be back to wind me up again. The folks who raise the grapes in California, and I'm hoping this will be there this year. That college water's all that's left to keep me hanging on. That's why I got you winding up each day and I can stay. Wind me up, turn me on, and watch me cry for you. Really drinking water and wine is all I want to do. And don't you know how tight I want me up till I want you. But I don't care, 'cause I'll be back to wind me up. Wind me up, turn me on, and watch me cry for you. Really drink the water and wine is all I want to do.
for you. This one is off the DynaBrass Bay City Nights recording. And I want to send this one out especially for my nephew, Ben Lynn. Ben is recently married. So, sorry ladies, he's off the market. He is off the market. And he also has the Gołąbki Polka Show on PNCR on Sundays from 1 till 2. So make sure you check out the Gołąbki Polka Show. Here we go. Bobby Earl on the vocal one more time. 100 Proof Women and 100 Proof Booze. All right, how about a big round of applause? Bobby Earl on the vocals. Yeah. Woo.
Folks, okay. If you're just tuning in, you're hearing some really dynamic, super stuff.
All right. Well, we had a request for this
take Happy Louie.
Next
take TPM.
medley of tunes. Quick
and what
medley
you got?
of tunes for you.
This band.
Off of the Bay City Nights recording, once again, we'll send it out to all our friends here from Michigan, still in the house.
You're looking at them.
don't forget, next weekend, St. Stan's Polish Festival, Bay City, Saturday and Sunday will be on the bandstand along with Box On. So hope that you can join us next weekend in Bay City, Michigan. Here's a medley of tunes for you off that Bay City Nights recording, Being Friends and Together, You and I. Here we go.
Could fly away up in the sky, out in the blue. We'll kiss and hug, make all kinds of love. Just you and me, flying free in the skies above. In your eyes, I can see that you belong to me. Come take my heart and say you'll be my one and only. Been dreaming of making love in the moonlight. Just hold that hand, dear friend, falling in love. I wanna be with you. You wanna be with me, I wanna be with you now and forever. We are not alone, but we're not alone. Just you and me, wherever that may be, we'll be home sweet home. We can go the ride, I can see that you belong to me. Come take my heart and say you'll be my one and only. Making it all, making love in the moonlight. Just holding hands, being friends, falling in love. Come take my heart and say you'll be my one and only. We've been dreaming of making love in the moonlight. We're holding hands, being friends, falling in love. We're holding hands, being friends, falling in love. We're holding hands, being friends, falling in love. The ocean is faithful as the stars that praise the night. And the stars burning through the heavens. That's why we'll always be together, you and I. Together you and I can stop the rain and make the sun shine. And play the pretty rain over the sky. Together you and I belong like a song for the song. Why we'll always be together, you and I. The fragrance of those flowers is happy as the laughter of a child. As peaceful as a river, as lasting as forever. That's why we'll always be together, you and I. Together you and I can stop the rain and make the sun shine. Paint a pretty rainbow in the sky. Together you and I belong like a songbird in a song. That's why we'll always be together, you and I. a pretty rainbow in the sky. Together you and I belong like a summer in the sun. That's why we'll always be together, you and I.
Thank you, off the Bay City Nights recording, Being Friends and Together, You and I. All right, we're down to just a couple tunes to wrap it up for this evening. For our portion, John Gura and Guralai coming up shortly.
Hello to the Yashas out there. Alex, I see you're on. Good to see you on, as well as, of course, Jeff and Kenny and the rest of the Yashas clan. Hope you're all doing well out there. And a little birdie tells me we.
All right, we're going to do this one especially for Alyssa by request.
And if you are, we will see you there.
It's a DynaBrass original for you. I'm swallowing buds here. Holy cow. Here's one that I wrote along with Mike Costa. It's off our 2020 release. We'll send it out just for Alyssa. Thanks for asking. One called Nothing But Trouble.
Just the kind of trouble for me. It goes crazy eyes, you just bring me to my knees. It's just my kind of trouble, just the kind of trouble for me. Now you know I'm not the one that looks around for trouble, but trouble always seems to follow me. From the very first time that I saw your evil smile, I knew that it was over for me. Well, you're nothing but trouble. Clearly I can see you're just the kind of trouble for me. Those crazy eyes that bring me to my knees. Just my kind of trouble. Just the kind of trouble for me. I'll turn it on when you walk into a room. Just lock me up and go away with me. There's something about you that drives me insane. You're absolutely trouble for me. Now you're nothing but trouble. Really I can see you're just the kind of trouble for me. Anything else? To my knees, you're just my kind of trouble, just the kind of trouble for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we go, I want to introduce all the guys in the band. On my far right, on concertina and vocals, let's hear it for gentleman Jack Beachley. Next to him on accordion and vocals from Ryan Junction, Michigan. Put your hands together for Chris Andrews. Keep him backing on the drums from Port Huron, Michigan. Put your hands together for Paul Kennedy. On my far left, on clarinet and vocals from New Beaufort, Michigan. Let's hear it for Bob Mason. And next to me on trumpet and vocals, he is your 2023 Rugby Eating Contest winner. He's the champion. Let's hear it for Chase Monch Kevin.
And ladies and gentlemen, the leader of the DynaBrass, Grammy nominated, recording international superstar, your homeboy, Joe Velasco.
Thank you, one and all. I hope you had a lot of fun with us tonight. We're going to take you home with the Song of the Year from the USBA. Sing along with Chase. Here we go. Show them what fun's all about.
Some nights I stay up, crashing in my bathtub. Some nights I call it a drum. Some nights I wish that violence could build a castle. Some nights I wish they just fall off. But I still wake up, I still see your ghost. So Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore. Whoa, 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 Well, some nights I wish that this all would end, 'cause I could use some friends for a change. Some nights I'm scared you'll forget me again. Some nights I always win, I always will, but I still wake up and I still see your ghost. Oh Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? Most nights I don't know anymore. Whoa, Well, some nights I stay up, crashing in my bathtub. Some nights I call it a bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Some nights I wish that I could get through faster. Some nights I wish but I still wake up. I still see your ghost. So Lord, I'm still not sure what I stand for. What do I stand for? What do I stand for? I don't know anymore. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's hear it, everybody. Whoa, whoa,
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. You've been listening to the DynaBrass. All right, we've got time for one more, and I'm going to do this one for my good friend Karen Smith, who's with us. Karen and Kevin. From the day this song was released back in 2001, she has always asked for this tune. Every time that we've played
Quick high and lows,
DynaBrass
Kathy
back when we
Sargent
played
out there.
TPM.
Good to see you on
Here's
Kathy.
one more Jeff Let's Go original to
Good see
take you
on. I
home.
know
Here's
Al's
one
been
called
watching.
You
Good to see you,
and Me.
Hope you are all doing well out there, Yashas. And a little birdie tells me we'll be at Ocean Beach. We'll see you there.
Believe I found you, it's like a dream come true. I can't believe the love you have is mine. Your smile's like the sunshine ringing out upon my day. Your sweet voice is a song that fills my mind. And for the first time, the future's clear to me. I see you in my life, my destiny. You and me side by side, walking hand in hand in life. Nothing in the world will come between us. One by one, two by two, I will stand right next to you as the days and years go through eternity. Life together, forever, you and me. Every time I hold you, it's like I've been renewed. All my fears just seem to melt away. I give up everything I have to be here at your side. To feel the love I'm feeling here today. And for the first time, the future's clear to me. I see you in my life, my destiny. You and me, side by side, walking hand in hand through life. Nothing in the world will come between us. By one, two by two, I will stand right next to you as the days and years go through eternity. Life together, forever, you and me. To me, I see you in my life, my destiny. You and me, side by side, walking hand in hand through life. Nothing in the world will come between us. By one, two by two, I will stand right next to you as the days and years go through eternity. Life together, forever, you and me.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been listening to the DynaBrass right now. Put your hands together, John Gura and Gurale.
Oh my God, how can you compete against this? Just put your pajamas on and go to bed. Your local favorite. How about here? Come on, let's hear it. DynaBrass!
Out there. I know you're around the Toledo area. Good to see you on. And stick around. John Gooda's coming up.
We're signing off.
Okay, we're gonna wrap up. We gotta get our sleep. Everyone, have a good night. Until the next time. Good night. Do widzenia.
Hey,
Dobranoc.
good. Little Mountaineer coming up right now.